swollen fingers, disintegrating nail beds, pain so unbearable it lands you in the ER, all from something as simple as a mani and pedi. Something unsettling has been happening in the self-care industry, and most people don't see it coming.
Every time I get on this app and I see a girl whip out her Amazon at-home gel nail kit, I want to hold their hand and scream, do not do it.
An incident at a nail salon has reached a $1.75 million settlement.
We went down a rabbit hole of just how dangerous these self-care routines are becoming. We're not here to scare you out of treating yourself, but we're here to show you the warning signs before the damage becomes irreversible. There are two categories that need to be discussed, both with different kinds of reactions. Let's start first with the world of DIY nails. The first wave of interest in at-home manicures began during the pandemic, when nail salons closed almost overnight. The second wave arrived years later, after inflation hit. So, DIY nail kits became a permanent solution for millions of people.
My nails are so dirty and disgusting and grown out. I'm going to show you how I do them at home.
At home.
Do my nails at home.
Gel polishes, acrylic powders, UV lamps were all marketed as salon quality and safe to use at home. And most importantly, they were cheap and easy to find.
I thought I was saving so much money. I thought it was like the best thing ever.
These are all the supplies that you're going to need. I got everything off of Amazon.
It was so easy. It looked so good.
And while many people created beautiful manicures, this wasn't the case for everyone.
So this is for all my ladies out there. Has anybody been experiencing that whenever they get their nails done, especially when they use the UV light, that over the courses of the day, your hands get swollen, these bumps form, it literally hurts, it burns.
Many women began noticing redness and pain around their nails.
There's a lot of redness around several of my fingers. That area is very itchy and sore.
Like, all of the tips of my fingers felt like there was like a rubber band on them, and they were like my skin was about to pop like a balloon.
My skin is cracking, it's blistering, my fingers are itchy and burning, like it's burning.
This itching also migrated to other parts of the body.
So everywhere you touch, you can give yourself a rash in those areas, which explains my eye.
I woke up and had a rash on some parts of my face.
Others even experienced bruising and nail peeling.
My fingertips felt bruised. I'm like, what the f is going on? So I took nail polish off of one of my fingers that hurt the worst, and this is what it looks like. It's not that bad, right? Look at my thumb. Gross. Look at my nail beds. My nails have been separating from the nail bed. There's it's so gross.
Some had bloody fingertips, and even worse, a few people lost their nail entirely.
This is the after, okay? It actually still used to be bigger, but this is the recovered version. So look at this now. And here was what happened when I lost about half of the nail. Yeah.
For some, it might be easy to dismiss this as just part of the learning process. But it's much more serious than that. Because once your skin is irritated, it can spiral, and fixing it takes time and money. Which is why we're always looking for realistic ways to offset the stuff we don't budget for. And today's sponsor, Free Cash, is one of them. Free Cash, available on iOS and Android, is a rewards platform where you can earn extra money by doing things you already do on your phone, like playing games, trying apps, or completing quick offers. We know it sounds too good to be true. That's why we always check what other people say first. And look at that! Free Cash has a 4.8 star rating with over 250K reviews on Trustpilot. When you open Free Cash, you'll see a bunch of offers. We usually pick game offers because we already play mobile games to unwind, so it doesn't feel like adding a whole new task to our day. All you need to do is follow the task in the offer and make sure app tracking is enabled, so Free Cash can verify your progress and reward you properly. So, if you want a realistic way to offset those surprise expenses, scan the QR code on screen or click the link in the description to get started with Free Cash today. You'll get a $5 bonus on your first offer, and you can earn even more cash if someone signs up through you using your referral code found inside the app. Now, what is the cause of all these hand reactions? A reaction can mean two things. Number 1, irritant contact dermatitis. This is your skin being overwhelmed by something harsh, like overdrying, friction, or chemical irritation. It can sting, feel raw, crack, or peel, but it usually isn't permanent. If you stop what's irritating you and give your skin time, it can calm down. Number 2, allergic contact dermatitis. This is the one people fear, because once it develops, it can become a point of no return. Allow us to explain.
I wasn't always allergic, but out of the blue, I just got like really bad allergies from it.
I've been getting my nails done for years, and I recently developed a really bad allergy to both acrylic and gel nails.
You can literally be getting structured gel nails for like 10 years without having any allergic reaction, and your body can just like develop an allergic reaction to the gel.
Yes, it turns out you can use gel for years with zero issues until one day your body hits a limit. It can feel so random, but it's not. The allergy can build quietly in the background through repeated exposure.
Whenever I do acrylics, my fingers get puffy, they start to peel, it's an excruciating pain.
And that's what makes it scary. Once you develop the allergy, even a small exposure can set it off again.
This is what it's like to be allergic to acrylic and gel nails.
So, how does this get triggered in the first place? There's a common culprit. Most gel nail systems rely on a family of chemicals called acrylates, and one of the most common and most problematic is HEMA.
One of the most common is called 2-hydroxyethyl methacrylate, also known as HEMA. Other common allergens are listed here.
These chemicals start out as liquids, and they're only safe after they fully harden under a UV lamp. The safe after it hardens part depends on how complete that curing process is. If a gel is undercured, applied too thick, or floods onto the skin around the nail, there's a higher chance that the active acrylates come into direct contact with living skin, triggering an allergic reaction. For many DIYers, this happens because of inexperience with the application and curing process.
Another reason why you don't want thick layers, because as you can see right here, even though I did cure it for the right amount of time, there's still wet gel in between each layer.
In fact, one prime example is when beginners were applying painted press-ons with gel glue extensions, and people started getting reactions like these. TikToker Shop Nail Art revealed why this happens.
The UV light can't penetrate through that to cure whatever's underneath.
She tested it on herself and showed how the gel glue only cured around the edges, but not the center hiding underneath.
As you can tell, there's a ton of uncured gel in the center of the press-on. So leaving uncured gel on your skin will lead to that same reaction that earlier creator had.
However, even with perfect application, there's still another concern. A 2025 lab study found that even after gel nails are cured, a thin layer on the surface can remain partially uncured. Because of oxygen in the air, some reactive chemicals don't fully harden. This risk is higher with lower quality products. And one brand customers have been blaming for their quality is Beetles. Despite having thousands of raving reviews, once we turn to social media, there are countless complaints with photo proof of their adverse reactions. Some blamed Beetles for high levels of HEMA, but licensed nail technician Haley explained this wasn't the issue.
So here we have the matte top coat SDS, and we see that HEMA is a range of 10 to 15%, and it's actually an acceptable range of HEMA. I think the highest that you want to see HEMA in a formula is a 25 to 30%.
The problem arises when there's a lack of photoinitiators, an ingredient in gel products that starts the curing reaction when exposed to UV light. And it turns out, Beetles was allegedly lacking this.
Now, industry standard for photoinitiator is minimum 1%. We'll usually see 1 to 10% range or 2 to 5% range, but here in this SDS, we see a range of 0 to 0.085%. We're not even scraping 1% here. This is extremely concerning because whenever you're using a monomer like HEMA, which is a singular molecule, it is so much more susceptible to seep into the skin and cause harm than an oligomer would, which is a chain of molecules. And this may very well be why we are seeing so many adverse reactions, because not only are people applying it improperly, but it is just a bad formula.
In simpler terms, there may not be enough of the ingredient that makes the gel cure properly, so the dangerous chemicals leak into the skin. The strange thing is, around the same time many complaints began circulating online, Beetles removed their old safety data sheet.
The ones that we were referencing have vanished out of thin air, all while most likely these products are still on the market.
Haley shared some insight on what this could allegedly mean.
And usually whenever they have reformulated, they need to specify that on their SDS. So then we would see version 2 of the formula, right? But on here, we're seeing version 1, which honestly seems very sketchy. So basically what we're seeing is them trying to climb out of a hole.
This raises serious questions about transparency. Were the products actually reformulated? Are the products better or worse than they were before? These are all answers we, as customers, deserve to know, especially when health and safety is involved. For now, Haley and many others have urged gel users to proceed with caution.
Knowing all of this information can help you minimize the risk of possibly working with gel polishes that were bad to start with.
Now, here's where gel nails get seriously scary.
When people say gel polish allergy, oh, you'll be fine, that's bullshit.
Acrylates aren't just present in gel nail polishes. They show up in the most unexpected yet important parts of our lives, such as other beauty products.
These two are now trash. This is a facial moisturizer from CVS, and this is like a locking gel. It's a hair product. Also, the glue that they use for eyelash extensions and wigs, also allergic to that.
In dentistry settings,
I was scheduled to get a crown next week. I am now allergic to all of the materials that they use to make crowns, implants, veneers, and dentures. And even if I go to the dentist to get a filling that's made out of gold, because gold is an inert metal that you can't be allergic to, the glue that they use to adhere the gold to my tooth is made out of acrylates.
And worst of all, medical settings.
Anytime a doctor needs to adhere something to your bone, they're going to use acrylate. When I go to get top surgery and they're trying to sew me back up, a lot of the times they use acrylate-based glues to adhere the skin while they're doing the sutures.
So, if you develop an acrylate allergy through gel or acrylic polishes, you may later react to common products used in many different procedures and beauty products. This can drastically change your lifestyle, causing inconveniences the average person would not have to face. The good news is, those who have gone through this stressful experience have shared their tips.
But what you need to do is you need to let your dentist know that you are allergic to acrylates. Every single time you get a filling, they use a UV light to obviously seal that filling. So they need to order a special type of sealant for you so that you won't get an allergic reaction.
But for some, this was a wake-up call they needed to upgrade their lifestyle. Makeup artist Alexandra Anelli stopped getting gel nails after she noticed it was aging her hands.
But you can kind of see that like almost pebbly look, especially around my nails.
Which led to another epiphany.
Whenever you get gel nails, your nail polish has to cure under a UV light. A UV light. UV lights cause cancer. Why did I do that for so long? I'm actually really mad at myself about it.
And if you don't believe it affects you, Alexandra had a simple exercise to see for yourself.
Just like compare the tips of your fingers, like this area, to your toes. Mine's drastically different. My feet, because I'm always wearing boots, they're always shielded from the sun and the light.
If you stop there, the takeaway seems obvious. If DIY nails are causing injuries, leave it to professionals. Except, that's where the story takes a darker turn. Some of the most devastating nail-related stories start in a salon chair. And in one Pennsylvania case, it ended in a life-changing trip to the ER. Ashley, known as Ash the Goddess 09, said a few days after a nail appointment, her right middle finger started tingling, then rapidly worsened.
My finger had actually gotten extremely swollen. It was really painful.
Thinking it wasn't serious, she tried to wait it out until it became, in her words, enough pain to cry, and she couldn't move her finger. So she went to the ER for help and was instead transferred to another hospital for a hand specialist. Both locations put her on antibiotics. With no improvement, she said the doctor made the call to cut and drain out her infected finger.
We have to, make an incision and actually drain the pus.
Ashley documented the aftermath.
Look at this. This is what look at this. Wow. And I hate to even, look at this. It's kind of hard because, that was crazy. That was crazy.
Her injuries were so horrifying, we had to censor it to comply with guidelines, but we'll briefly describe it. Her entire finger was swollen, her fingertip and nail was blackened, and the incisions made during surgery were left open.
They actually did not stitch my incisions. They actually left my incisions open and had to pack them. That had to be changed multiple times a day.
Ashley said she was later admitted again for another draining. And that's when the doctor brought up the possibility of losing her fingertip.
He looks at me, he's like, did the other doctor talk to you about maybe having to amputate the top of your, the tip of your finger?
Ashley said she immediately broke down.
I instantly started crying. I love to feel confident and pretty. When he told me that, my confidence instantly was shot.
A natural route, and stayed at the hospital for a few days to make sure the infection didn't worsen and cause her to lose a hand or even an arm. Now, Ashley is healed, but her life is anything but normal.
I have children. I'm unable to do dishes. I can't really use my right hand. I can't pick anything up. I can't really do nothing with it. I am, in fact, seeking legal actions because this is complete negligence.
Ashley said she tried to sue the nail salon, but they offered a settlement of $5,000, which she refused, and is now working with new lawyers for proper compensation.
What the $5,000? Are you kidding me? That was a slap to my face. I lost a body part. I lost jobs. I lost my confidence. Mental health has been hard.
And the only message Ashley wanted people to take away from her situation was,
be safe. Make sure these nail salons are sanitizing their stuff.
People were shocked at Ashley's experience. Amputate? Oh no, I'm already scared of everything. That salon needs to get shut down ASAP. And this is not the first time nail salon visits have ended in amputations. Gayatri Singh, who was a regular at Lulu Elegance in Toronto, went for a shellac pedicure, and a few weeks later, a surgeon amputated the large toe on her right foot after an infection and exposed bone couldn't be successfully treated.
It was shocking. It was. Because I wasn't expecting that.
And other cases went even further. In Florida, Lisa Scarborough was cut by scissors during a pedicure at La Mer Nail Salon. Lisa later fell into a coma before before surgeons amputated part of one foot and removed the toes of the other foot.
My foot is ending right there.
Then there are cases that end with a larger amputation. Glenn Morris, a Maryland father, was cut during a pedicure at an undisclosed salon. The cut led to permanent bone infection with several amputations over the years. The first time, his second toe was removed, then later his big toe in 2018, and then his third toe in 2019. By January 2025, the infection spread so much that he had to amputate his entire lower left leg. And in Florida, Clara Shellman also got a below-knee amputation after getting cut during a pedicure at Tammy's Nails 2. So far, she's one of the public cases that successfully sued the salon and walked away with a $1.75 million settlement. These cases are devastating and more frequent than we think. But it doesn't mean you have to stop your self-care routines entirely. Several people shared manageable workarounds. That's why I bring my own equipment to my nail lady. I bought everything, so only me and my daughter use it. That's why I stick to my press-ons. And if you still decide to get manicures and pedicures professionally or at home, here's the main takeaways. Don't cure gel on skin. Don't let anyone cut living tissue with dirty equipment, which means checking the salon reviews or bringing your own sanitized equipment. And if swelling or pain is getting worse within 24 to 48 hours, don't wait to get help. While you're here, check out our video on the dangers of the internet's latest obsession. And consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. Your support means a lot to us and helps us continue to create videos like these.